What's going on? Hey, wonderful Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend here. Getting back to West Ave, getting back to work. I just want to encourage you guys. So as we continue this journey, so 3 weeks ago, and we're still in it to win it. We talked about structuring, that we structure for success as teachers, that we teach, teaching for success, and then observe for success. This week we're going to talk about the I, which is actually increasing positive interactions, and that's what the I stands for. That if we as adults, as parents, as teachers, as students, as we can, if we can increase in positive interactions, then more students will learn more. And so, well, what does that mean? Well, what does that look like? Well, to give you basically a little rundown of what our goals are around our building, our district, even nationally, of what this idea is as the best teachers, that the best teachers can actually have three positive comments, three positive interactions. It doesn't have to be comments. It could be, a touch on the shoulder. It could be a good job. It could be a smile. It could be a good job. It could be anything, even, which we'll talk later this week, of even making it tailored to the student. But the best teachers, the most effective teachers, the best classrooms achieving success, not just academically, behaviorally, but also, whatever you define success as students, with attendance, it could be anything of students reaching their goals and dreams of actually by 3 to 1. So 3 positive interactions to the one redirect, or the one correction, and that's what we talk about in education. And so we actually, as a staff at West Avenue, we post 3 to 1 all over our building, to try to make sure that we reach that in the hallway, to try to make sure we reach that in the cafeteria, in the classroom, as we're in the library, wherever we go. We want that to be ingrained inside of our brains, that we need to remember to increase our positive interactions. And that even some studies even say that the best teachers can even sometimes even go upwards to 7 to 12. And what it is, that's as a class as a whole, as individual, that is as much as you can, and the amount of time that you get to see the students, whether it be for elementary students, being in a classroom with a teacher and a staff member for multiple hours in the day, or whether it be for a class period at the middle school or high school level that operates in 53 minutes to an hour, but having that increasing positive interaction. And what does it suggest? Well, that it suggests that students have greater achievement because of positive interactions, and that actually the studies find that actually some students from backgrounds and families and homes that don't have this, that it tends to be more of that not critical but consequential heavy home, that this can kind of turn the whole tide around, that literally it can actually turn a student one direction from negative, and from the behavior standpoint of actually not following the rules with attitude, curse words, it could be anything, to if you actually turn that to a positive interaction, that's what kids are wanting. That's what they are yearning from us. That's what they are craving. They're looking for love and attention, and that we as adults, as parents, as teachers can give that to them. But the question is how do we give it? And the question is, how much do we give? Are we heavy on the correctional, negative? Well, research suggests that we have to balance that out with increasing in positive interactions. And that actually, at the end of the day, what would you like to hear yourself? Or how would you want to conclude your day? Would it want to be this heavy, critical, the boss, manager, whoever that might be, just driving it in that you made mistake after mistake and failure after failure. You can't do nothing right. Or, hey, man, hey, you can fix it. You can turn it around. Hey, you did a great job doing exactly as I asked you to do. I'm so proud of you. I love you. I care for you. You can do it. And what does that look like? What does that look like? And so we as teachers, that we strive to have this 3 positive interactions versus 1 negative. And that happens over the course of a day. It happens over the course of the day. But what happens is we tend to, you can get in this negative mode, this kind of harsh tone that can ride for the longest time. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna share you a little insight of the educational system, that sometimes in some of the circles that I operate in around other educators, that you can find yourself in amidst some of the most glass half, unfortunately, empty people that I've ever met. That education is kind of like just set as a weight on their chest, that they have kind of lost this motivation and this hope. Honestly, that's what it is. This hope that things can change. This hope that students can achieve. This hope that there is a better tomorrow, even if today didn't go too well. But that education itself can tend to sometimes jar people, and that really I encourage educators that if you don't surround yourself with people that are of like mindset, of that it is possible that even if today was bad, that tomorrow can be better. That you can have this glass half full mentality. That it's a positive attitude that you choose as you hit that doorstep, whether it be your house, whether it be your job, whether it be the school, wherever it is that you go. It can be this. Man, God help me change the world today. Have an opportunity to encourage, to build up, to change the trajectory of a student's life. That we can actually make a difference in someone's life by the power of our words. That our words have power to speak life or death over someone. That our words can spark a literal fire that can burn a forest ablaze. That your words come out of an overflow of your heart. But again, we talked about last week that the input to get the output, that if we're not putting good things in, then we're not going to be able to really produce good things out. But that's the question I ask you, is that do we have more positive interactions with our children than negative? Do our children have more positive interactions with each other than negative? Now, you have to correct. You do. That's what we do in education. That's next week, correcting fluently, which we'll talk about that for a while. But that actually, as educators, though, we want to be increasing positive, regardless of if it was a negative situation or some moment that caused frustration or anger, that we are human and we make mistakes, but that actually that we can come back from it and still see such great potential in our students. Because they're learning, and we're all trying to improve and get better by God's grace. It's not of our own doing, but that there's a work inside of us that it's left not to completion until there's a lot of things that we can draw from this, but that actually that our words, are they life-giving springs or waters of life, or are they condemning to death? And just think about it. Because actually, we're going to be someday judged by every idle word that we say. And may no unwholesome word come out of our mouth. Now, I'm guilty, just as all of us are guilty. But that we can, through, putting good things in for good things to come out, or surrounding ourselves with people that have encouraging words, that we live to build one another up, to encourage, to speak into life, that words have that power. But if we surround ourselves with people that don't have that are continually critical, that are continually negative, that are continually glass half empty people, that it's just this, our country is not going to make it, our economy is not going to come back, our president is terrible. I mean, it could literally just just literally put you into a place. And I'm just as guilty. As I get around people, then my mind can start to plummet, nosedive. Like, we've got to continue, though, to see all the good, the gift. That if I were even to, just take this laptop right here and looking outside, that the sun is still shining, that the trees are still growing, that the birds of the trees are still chirping, that there is someone who amazingly that his thoughts of me and you outnumber the grains of sand on the seashore. And he is working everything for good, that we don't have to worry about tomorrow. That nothing can pluck us from his hand. Heard a message from a pastor a couple of weeks ago to trust his hands amidst all this time. But I'm going to tell you from watching my own children over these last few weeks. My youngest daughter, not youngest, I have a 1.5-year-old, but my 5-year-old, she just turned 5 at the beginning of March, and she intentionally just came back in to tell her mother, "Thank you so much for lunch, Mama. You are the best mother." And I look at her every night and I say, "Honey, you are so beautiful inside and out. You're so kind. You're so caring and compassionate. You did such a great job sharing with your sisters today. I loved how you helped me with the baby. You helped her up in her seat so that she could have dinner with us. And she was crying and upset, and you found a toy to help her to not be upset about whatever we had to take away, because we're taking things away from our 1.5-year-old that can't have everything that she wants. And then, you went and you got something else and you brought it to her, and girl, she was calmed down so quickly, and that was amazing. You are beautiful inside and out. I'm so proud of you. I love you no matter what. And even when you make mistakes, because I make mistakes too, I still love you. What can you say? What can you tell your children to speak them back to life? Because he speaks us back to life. As he's always done. Which once was dead was brought back to life. Don't be discouraged, family. Do not grow weary in doing good. For in due time, you'll reap a harvest if you don't give up. Love you guys. Hey, have a wonderful Monday. We'll talk some more tomorrow about increasing positive interactions and how we can do that at home, out and about in life, and as we do in the classrooms that we get to teach. What a joy and a gift it is to be around family and love. It's what you do. Hey, because of His love, we love. Let's not just hear it, let's do it. Okay? Maybe you're quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry, and use your words to speak the dead back to life.